Oh, fireworks. Where are they coming from? I hear them, but I don't see them.
I couldn't see them either.
Wow, this place gotta fucking suck for fireworks. You can't see them anywhere.
Yeah, I
So,
would see them.
yeah, it's been about 5 minutes. Do you think it's a good point to start? This is basically around where I started my journey. And our adventure guild was over there. Hey, there he is. Is he doing what I think he's gonna do? I knew it! I knew it!
Oh!
He did the bit. I knew he was gonna do something like that. I was just waiting for the timing. Oh, God. So, yeah, this is where I started. I don't think we need... I don't know how we want to go about exploring the cities and talking about it, but... I know Gridania would be more your memories than mine, but this is where I went. Where I started. Dealing with the criminal underbelly that is society through doing the stuff. I guess I could show some stuff. Like, you've already been here, you know, this is the Adventure Guild area up here. This is where I was. I know where yours is, too. And I think it's worth stopping by, since we're in Ul'dah for memory's sake. I hear them, but I can't see them. Also, the summer event starting up. But yeah, my whole zone was just dealing with corruption, essentially. Corrupted people, getting to know Thancred. And this is... You've probably been here while I was doing my stuff. This is where I did all of my monk training. With this lad over here. Well, pugilist, I guess. Monk training is somewhere else in Ul'dah, but... But our story was about how, like... I'm trying to remember. Nanamo ran off on her own. And she got attacked by something, and Thancred and I had to fight it off. Tommy says, "Hey-oh," and Chaos says, "I legit didn't see you the first time. I had to do the bit afterwards." I thought it was well planned out. But that's kind of a summary of, you know, how I made my name as an adventurer, helping Nanamo, helping her Sultan Sword, you know, root out some corruption. I think I know where we want to go first, yeah?
I'm following you.
You'll know. You'll know when we get there. Right. Do you want to fly with me or just fly separate? We can do it this way. There's a specific place we just have to visit.
Pray return?
Pray return to the Waking Sands. You know we have to go there. That's where, like, almost everything in ARR happened. A little bit in the Rising Stones. That more so was later on. Chat, hopefully everything sounds good, by the way. I also remember on our journey, I felt bad because everyone was helping me with the whales, but I think you were off on your own having to run everywhere. our old base. In a way, our old home. A lot of shit happened here.
A lot of people died.
Oh, yeah. When we first met the Scions here. When Minfilia got captured. Like... Actually, in both places. Kind of funny how that goes.
I need to see Uncle Orange here in his old garb.
Wait, is he still in the old outfit?
At least he is for me.
Let me go down here. I'm curious now. Oh yeah, he is! He's just in his old outfit here for whatever reason. Probably because it's like older stuff we maybe... Because there's like the extreme stuff that we haven't done. That might be it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of shit happened here. A lot of people died, and then we did the brilliant tactic of... Tee, let's make our base here again. They'll never see it coming. And technically, it's been a side base for us ever since, hasn't it? Or it was. So, do you think in Dawn Trail, are we finally going to be done with Waking Sands? Is there going to be no more prey return to the Waking Sands?
That would be my guess.
We've kind of been done with it. Hell, even Gosetsu was a return to the Waking Sands at some point. We even fought over there. We fought, I always forget his name. You do too, I'm sure. The big guy with, like, the big arm guard, the big shield arms, the mech arms that we had to fight, the very big guy. He was very challenging and annoying. Chat knows who I'm talking about, but we always forget his name. We've always forgotten his name. I guess for me, Thanalan was always kind of like, I wouldn't say home. It's where I started. It's not necessarily where I particularly wanted to be, though. That said, I am happy I went with Monk for my starting role rather than, like, Dragoon. Oh, yeah. I know where we could go. We had our first dungeon over there. I feel like the 3 zones are different for us because, like, you don't have as many memories outside of Waking Sands.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is where I started. Gridania is going to be more of your memories, I think. Where is the chapel? Do you remember was it down here? It might have been down here, actually. I'm trying to remember the specific locale it was at. I could be completely wrong. Oh, this is not the right one. It's the eastern Thanalan. It feels very necessary to point out and go to, you know? Because two very big moments happened there. Two extremely big characters we bumped into here. This is a bad time for fog. But hey, it's ARR. Foggy memories, because they were the furthest back. Do you remember who we met in this chapel?
I remember Sid.
Exactly! This is where we met Sid before, you know, when he was basically... amnesiac? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Probably.
Amnesiac? Is that... you know what I mean. One of the best characters in the game. Like, consistently good character. All because, and like he came to help us, all because we jogged his memory. But there was another character that we didn't necessarily meet them there. We only heard of the legend. And I feel like this is an important place to go. ARR is kind of harder to do this as well, because it's so sprawled out everywhere. It's kind of just, like, harder to pinpoint specific locales. But, that said, this was a little more recent. We were kind of delayed in this part of the story. I wonder if you'll remember what I'm talking about. Chat, I'm sure you might remember. It was a very big character. Do you have any guesses, Kat?
The only one I can think of is Hildebrand was out here.
The most gentlemanly undead. Right over here. Our introduction to Hildebrand, right this very spot. I still don't know what to make of that entire quest line. I think this area was the point of like, oh god, this is nothing like what I've experienced yet. I have no idea what I can expect here. I was not prepared for a lot of things with this game. For me, A Realm Reborn, I didn't really I don't know where to say I was at with A Realm Reborn. I was kind of trudging through it to see where it would go. I was curious.
Yeah, I didn't really feel connected to any of the characters yet.
Yeah, the memories are a lot more loose. There's a lot of stuff that happened in like little Alamigo over here, which led to what we bumped into in Stormblood. I was too high up. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this trip down memory lane with us. We're just kind of like flying through. Once we get into Heavensward, it's going to be a lot less like loose thready, I guess, if that's the words I want to say. Because with The Realm Reborn, it's like there was a lot of stuff that happened, but it was all lore building. Like the struggles with Ifrit here, the struggles with Garuda in Gridania, the struggles with Titan in Limsa, or Linoska rather. And it's funny to think that it's kind of crazy to think that's the threats we were being trained for. I don't think we were prepared to do the things we just did. last stream, you know? And to, I guess, kind of conclude Thanalan, there's one place we should go. I'm very certain on it. I remember when some viewers helped me get to, I think it was 50 with my warrior here. Through that same fate. Back when fates actually kind of mattered. We don't get to see it very well here because of the fog. But to think... Castrum. Or every time we queue into main scenario, we remember that vividly. Such devastation, it truly wasn't his intention. We had to deal with the obsessed. We had to deal with Tsundere Nero. We had to deal with Gaius, like the before times of Gaius. That I feel like that is when, like, there was times when we talked about it gets real, like what happened at the Waking Sands. And when we thought, do you remember when we thought Thancred betrayed us?
Uh-huh.
We didn't realize La Habrea took over his body. We just thought Thancred betrayed us.
Yep.
We really did not understand too much of the world yet. But we still made it that far, and I feel like that push started to get me in to the game. Is when we started to get into the main scenario, and I started to really see where things were going. Now, how about some Gridania time? There's a couple places I want to wait on, and you'll understand why when we get there. I'll be honest, Gridania is kind of harder for me, because it's like, it's hard, I didn't start here or live in Limsa, so I don't know if there's noteworthy stuff that happens but it like ties to... I was distracted.
Trying to determine what... Oh.
They saw us observing and they got nervous. Show me where you started. Tell me about your tale. Because you met Ida and Papalimo, right?
Yep. This is
This more became my home because it was your home.
I walked through this gate. Came in here.
And there was also plenty of stuff that happened here. Getting the, like, airships ready that we got from, Stone Vigil to, like, a lot of the important meetings happened here. Same with Ul'dah. Like, when we had to free Ultima. Or Omega. We freed Omega. Ooh, fireworks. Hey, we can see these!
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know Gridania better than I. Any locales you think you want to visit? There is a couple I want to save for when we get to Stormblood, and I think you know why. There is one place I'd like to pass by.
This is where it started because I had to talk to some lady in here. I forget what her name is. This lady. Mother Mion. She's a person who was like, oh, got me started and everything.
When we got sent back by Elidibus, I never noticed that when they turned into the 3 shade, like the 3 Asian shades, were all 3 receptionists. Like the one I met, the one you met, and the one in Limsa.
Oh, yeah?
I never really realized that. And I assume this is where you did your training, over this way.
Yeah, this is the Archers Guild here. Over here.
My story was about beating up an old man to make him feel better. Which probably doesn't make much sense, but that's just Hammond for you.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was about, basically, there's a guy and there's 2 archers. One who's really nice and one who doesn't like you at all. And I was constantly having to, like, save him from things. Like, here, she's the nice one.
I see.
And he's the one who sucked. Yeah, and then, what's her face? Where is she? Here. This was my guild master, Lucienne. So yeah, I started off with Archer. It's the best class for me because it's the ranged, and that's what I like. I like to stay away from the action.
We're complete polar opposites.
Oh, it works out that way, doesn't it?
You support me from the back, I go rushing in head first. Throwing hands. Now I want to save the shroud to the east for later, because it ties into Stormblood. Is there anywhere in the... Oh, I know one place we gotta go. We gotta go to Quarry Mill. Everything goes to Quarry Mill.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we go through Central Shroud. I'm most familiar with being outside of these gates. I went through Central, I think? Yeah.
Yeah, I was out here beating up squirrels and ladybugs to start.
When I picked up Dragoon, I was doing stuff over here, too.
I spent a lot of time running around doing, leaves.
Oh, you did the
get
leave
experience.
quests.
Yeah, to get experience and stuff.
Interesting.
Money. Yeah, I did a lot of those by myself.
I felt so bad when I realized you were running around everywhere and I was getting kind of taxied everywhere. I felt so bad. Is there anywhere in particular you remember from the story in Gridania? Because, like, I know there's stuff with, like, Odin here throughout the Black Shroud, but I think it's mostly with the lads with Ramu. I know I did plenty of fates here, especially over when we were leveling. I remember doing the one over here a fair bit with the Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple points over here I recall, actually. There was one I always wondered what it was. I always did like the barkeep, because he kind of had, like, a bit for all of us. I don't remember. I think he had something to do with the main story a couple times, but he even had some roles in the class quests, which I think was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
You never did this, I don't think, but the Palace of the Dead down here was interesting. Where is the important stop we gotta make? Obviously, Hildebrand's story came to a close over here for ARR.
Somewhere around here is my master for bard training.
I think I remember, actually, because it was... like, not over here, but wasn't it, like, in here somewhere? Is that them?
Yeah, that's him right there. My bard trainer.
Huh. My monk trainer was just an old and he wasn't really my trainer. He was just a researcher that got me to talk to the monk trainer, who's kind of around.
He's just a bard who has regrets and doesn't want to be a bard anymore because of what happened to him and his comrades. But he sees that you are determined and have this song in your heart, so he teaches you.
I know for monk it was a lot about... he was someone from Alamigo, so he's vengeful, and he was for his last chakra, he wanted to unlock it by killing you near the end. So you had to, like, duel him, make him realize he was wrong. He apologized. He decides to start a new monk order, fights the Order of Light versus Order of Shadow until they killed Order of Shadow leader. And, you know, he kind of just merges the houses to kind of train in both. And then he realizes he was descended from the Mad King who caused a lot of problems. And eventually he went from being super vengeful for Alamigo to just wanting to be a peaceful monk who, like, trained others in the way of the monk. We introduce him to Lise at the end, which is pretty cool. And they kind of strike a little bit of a bargain. Kind of nice way to pan out, actually. I didn't like the monk story, but it did end well. I remember, though, here in Quarry Mill, like, the guy who was poisoned that we helped. Which came back later.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they were the Griffin, if I remember correctly, but it's like, huh. Or one of them. Yeah, this is a spot we can go for Gridania. I almost forgot about this. When we realized the Crystal Braves turned against us. When we started to have our suspicions there was foul play involved. How we found someone that was looking into things, and then shortly after we found their corpse here. Before the banquet of bloody murder happened. There was still stuff that happened in Gridania, like we met Ramu and all that.
Something special happened in Gridania.
I want to save that one. I think you know. I think we're on the same page with that. If we're going in order, you know, we couldn't really do that yet.
Yeah.
Where next? I think we have to go to Limsa. Limsa had some interesting moments happen, too. I feel a certain bit of it was, with Gaboo.
Mm-hmm.
But there's plenty to happen here. Neither of us started here, but we've definitely traveled this whole fucking place, and we used it for...
This is where I'm at my dancer trainer.
Over here?
Down below.
Oh, I thought
the docks.
I thought they were right here. The Shall We Dance?
Was it? I thought it was at the docks.
They're right here. The docks, I think, is Rogue. But we had plenty of stuff happen here too, story-wise. I feel like a lot of the stuff that we're acknowledging is post though. When it comes to ARR, I just remember especially Limsa, I felt like we were going all over the fucking place. There's a place I think we should at least visit. Because neither of us started here, so I think we both have even less to say, especially in concerns to ARR. Limsa is like, yeah, we did stuff here. We fought Titan. That's about it. My alt classes kind of did stuff here, but I didn't start here. So my attachment is very little. Outside of the guild house, you know? Should we make a stop there on our trip, or do you think that should stay off stream? I don't think we've done that on stream.
Let's not do it.
That's fair. But this is where people in Limsa, when they started here, they met with Y'shtola.
Hmm.
I know we've had some stuff with Aleport, but I think a big one is over this way. Because I feel like a lot of class quests and just stuff in general led here to Costa del Sol. Well, not here, this wine port. Remember when we had to do that fucking feast? I had to go all over hell? I remember that. It was hell. Is there more over at Costa del Sol right now? Or is it just me? I don't remember all this other stuff past. All that stuff over there. Do you?
I'm not sure.
Oh, is this like event area stuff?
Looks like it.
Oh! Oh, it dismounts us. So yeah, this is specific event stuff, I guess. If I knew that, I wouldn't have got that close. That was alarming. Oh, yeah, I remember seeing, because you could see the parkour tower over there. That you have to climb up. There are, like, bombs and shit in the way? Oh, good lord. I know my samurai quest led here. And my warrior stuff.
Yeah, I was here at one point for Dancer.
I think I was here with a monk. Yeah, you two have done this. Have you two done the season event yet? No, and I don't know if I'll have the time. Like I said, hiatus is going to start the moment it kicks me out of the game. Yeah, our stuff over here was mostly tight. Again, I feel bad, but it's like ARR is very foggy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know how we want to do this, too. I know exactly how we're going to do this. I guess we could talk about the first 3 primals we fought. Those were kind of a big deal at the time, even though now they're not so much. It's still crazy to me, you know? We went from fighting like small primals like Ifrit, Titan, and Garuda into fighting, and they're like full-fledged trials. Bahamut's even like a raid, and then we have in Endwalker the stuff we were fighting. In comparison, it's like so wild. Now there's a couple places I think are important. I think we kind of had a stop in the Rising Stones, but want to take one last look around before we return, I guess. Sure. In the future. Because Waking Sands was important in ARR. Rising Stones was like our place from like Heavensward onwards. I'm assuming Tataru has the other thing. Oh, it's so sad looking at how empty it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I would remember seeing like Benfilia's mom over here.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hori Boulder in the back. Just some of the lads chilling. You enter the solar. Is he still here is the question. Yes, he is. I forgot he's still here in the solar. The case that used to hold Louis Sua's staff before it was used one last time. I forgot we had like a Unu here. Elidibus's student. Fun fact, the Shadowbringer's role quest line involves him? Really? I don't think we bumped into him at all yet. But yeah, that stuff like ties into the Warring Triad. And then we go back here into the other room and it's all like... It's where they were resting during Shadowbringers while we were trying just to solve all the problems in the first. It really, this was our, like, base of operations. It's like we have, in-game we have a home now in a way, but it's like, you know, prior to that, this kind of was our home in-game, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's 2 spots you'll agree we need to stop by. For this zone, for Mordona. But yeah, all the stuff like the bloody banquet with Ilberd kicking us out, then us having to be like, you're stupid. L plus ratio plus you're stupid plus you're dumb. And he cried about it. Was it over here? No, it's a little more over here. You could see our good pal over there to the left.
My buddy.
Your little buddy. Not really little over there, but he's resting. He's sleeping. Someone's fighting over here. And not only is someone resting here, but someone's resting here as well.
Yeah.
Moonbreeda resting. Man. Just sad. We lost a lot of friends, didn't we? But I think you'll know exactly where I'm going for this second one of places we gotta go.
Uh-huh.
It's only right to make a stop here. God, all the crystals have such a new meaning now, don't they? Like, in a way. I was gonna say, can we even go there now? But we can. I don't think we can fly here, but we can go here. our first look at, like, end game content. Not really end game for us, but it was, like, our first look at raids and their stories. With all of the with all of what the Crystal Tower had in store for us. I remember we took one of our first screenshots here together.
Mm-hmm.
It's so different when we think about it, knowing how long we let... I mean, how long was Graha locked in that tower for, technically? The Graha we knew was only there for, like, what, a year or so? Just want to drop by and say hi. Before passing out, I've been awake for nearly 22 hours. Work did not help. Thank you, Neon. Thanks for stopping by. We're reminiscing over the past. But have a good rest, friend. Hell, this place isn't just important because of all that, but we had our first, like... our first look at Vena here. You know? It's when we first met Heidelin as Vena, kind of. When she appeared before us.
Was it here?
Yeah. Especially doesn't help that work requires a lot of walking. It also thinks heat waves coming too, so that's nice. Night night. Good night. But yeah, I don't remember the specific location where, but it was around here somewhere. It was after Estidian joined us, I believe. And speaking of, I think it's time to start getting to... This area was ARR, but it's really just Heaven's Ward locales. You know where we gotta go. One of the worst dungeons of all time over there. Let's go. Fuck that dungeon. It's optional, but not really.
When we first entered Korthus, like, it felt like a change for me. I don't know, something about the, like a shift in tone, almost.
I think it's fair because they were they're isolationists before. We were the ones to get them out of their shell. A lot of crazy shit happened. I think the stuff in Ul'dah that happened that pushed us here, and the stuff in Ishgard showed us how like, in a way, politically kind of driven the story can be at times, you know?
Well, it was like we were confined to the three areas, you know, Ul'dah, Limsa, and Gridania for a long time.
And then we came here.
And then we came here, and it felt different.
Yeah. We were complete outsiders. And we were treated as such for a fair bit. But we weren't without friends. We were not without allies, were we? I think we need to stop by the grave, don't you?
I automatically figured that was on your list.
Oh yeah, that was automatically on my list, but that timing felt too right. But yeah, even the stuff we did here and getting the support of, like... I guess they weren't really the Four Lords, more like the 4 rulers of this area in particular, I guess. And we helped a specific friend who always comes by whenever we stop by.
No.
It never gets easier. It's a nice attention to detail that he always visits when we do.
Mm-hmm.
In helping him, we met Horschfont in the first place. And he was like, you helped my friend, you are now my friend. And all the stuff in... You know, it's crazy how that story just went, you know? Like, realizing that part of the reason we were having difficulties here was, I forgot about this, actually, until I started to notice the crevice when we were investigating here, and we were not welcomed at all. And how we had to get trust. Do you remember down here? We had to find somebody's body down here. An Inquisitor. Someone else took up his role, and I believe they were a heretic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we ended up getting more trust from Ishgard to be able to be welcomed in. Before we really realized the situation, too. We thought we were doing the right thing for the longest time. And with the area here, I remember when we finally had Ishgard joined as part of the Grand Company of Eorzea, you know? When we united everybody. When we did, like, a battle and we helped Ishgard win. We had to fight Raoban here. I think this is a very fitting place to go next. It's kind of the only way to go forward. So we crossed to the bridge to Ishgard. So much shit happened here. You picked up a gun. I found a guy dying down these stairs and picked up the blade. And became edgy in a way.
There's a man still dangling. By.
He's still there. We have to stop by. We have to see. That would be really cute if they actually removed him after Endwalker. He finally gets down. But considering they saw him, considering our friends saw him, man, that just sucks for you, buddy. We made many friends here. And God, this was the real start of what caught me with this game.
Yeah, it wasn't really until Heavensward started that I became, like, more heavily invested, I guess.
Yeah.
Where did you go?
We have to visit the manor, don't we?
I suppose.
Wait, is this stuff... They left the stuff here. I think they just left that there. Could have just always been there, but I don't remember that being there before. We needed Sanctuary. And Horschfont lent us a hand, and we got to... Oh, he's here! You know, at one point I was really fucking worried that, like, his memoirs was, like, he died, and that was, like, his last writing was recounting our tale or something. I'm so glad that didn't happen. I would have been so upset. Like, Horschfont dying really hits, but returning home and seeing Count Edmund's reaction, fuck, that hit. That hurt a lot. And to think it was up that fucking tower. The vault. We lost a friend and we knew who we were gonna kill for the first time. We were like, no, they're not getting away with that. Now, I'd say, do we want to go to Sea of Clouds first? I think that's where we went. Yeah?
Hmm.
How do we get there? Where did you take?
I went to Skysteel.
Oh, you want to go visit your trainer, don't you?
I want to see if he's there. Isn't there also the airships here? Or no?
No, that was somewhere else, but we could just teleport there easy. Meeting with your friendos. If you didn't notice, by the way, he was one of the voices of The Walk. Sadly, around when Endwalker came out, Count Edmund's VA passed away. No! That's sad! That was the moment that sealed my love for the game, is what Tommy was saying about Count Edmund. Because he acknowledged Horschfont as his son, finally, only when he died, and that really... Oof, that was such a good moment. But during the walk, yeah, he was one of the voices. I feel awful. I really, when we did Endwalker, I should have acknowledged every voice and said who I thought it was. Because I was pretty sure I knew everybody, but I didn't say anything. And I feel like that was such a missed potential. I think it was because so many people were there. Forgotten Night, if we want to go there. Up until then, there wasn't too much that tugged at my heartstrings, but that moment sealed the deal. Oh, yeah. Cat, you went violent when Horschfont died. I remember you, like, when we talked about Santa, and you specifically said, someone's gotta die. I don't know if they're here on your end. Sidurgu?
Yeah.
He is my trainer. There's someone else here, but you probably don't see them. Because we
Riel?
picked them up on our... Riel? Oh, yeah, right. They did show up at the start. Because my dark self was training me at the beginning of the Dark Knight quest line up until the Heavensward bit. That's when Sid picks up the story. So that is my trainer. Right, I could probably just teleport us here. Where were we going? We were going Sea of Clouds. As I was kind of saying too, Chaos and Tommy, I was kind of like... There were bits I liked about the game, but I wasn't 100% sold until Heavensward. Like, post-ARR a little bit, Heavensward pulled me in immediately. Mm-hmm. And that moment solidified how much I was loving this story. I cared about the characters, and I'm like, holy fuck. I remember when we first landed here. This is, like, perfect weather for, like, exploring all this. I always had difficulty pronouncing his name, Eminelian, right? He's kind of picking up after Horschfont, but at the start he was just kind of like a snotty rich kid that was like, yes, hello, ladies. Until he got his shit kicked in reality really clicked. When he got, like, kidnapped over here.
Yeah.
And then not just that, but post-patch Heavensward dealing with, like, Horchfont's passing and, like, the torch being passed. There was another big thing that happened here. We got to see Sky Whale.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple things I could point out here. I do kind of miss that we journeyed with Sid a lot in ARR and Heavensward, but after that, he kind of just took a backseat. He was always in the side content, it's felt like, but he wasn't kind of a mainstay anymore, which I guess that's fine. It's just kind of like, that's sad in a way. I remember when we were over here, for the first time. But more so, like, meeting the Beast Tribes and being on friendly terms with them for the first time was bizarre. But also when we first met Varus. Like, we've seen him, but our first encounter with him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And seeing how, like, the Empire deals with problems and going, yeah, this guy's fucking nuts. Like, we got to see plenty of that, but, I'm trying to remember where... Was it this way? Might have been this way. We were just here, like, a couple weeks back. Where was this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was up north still, wasn't it? It was over there. Because we also... While this was more recent, it was Heavensward related. And story-wise, I really liked... It wasn't the best, but it was... I liked it. I liked the, like, nod to 7 with Kate Sith. The story with the Sky Pirates was really cool, though. It wasn't the best Alliance raid or nothing, or best endgame content, I would say. But it was cool. It was really nice. I wish we did it before the Endwalker cutscene. I'm still a little upset. Seeing Kate Sith and a good old captain flying around was really cool. In the cutscene, I kind of wish we got to see that. I guess I could kind of go over it too, but I think we did. We kind of covered the main locales we visited at this time. Damn it. Kind of do have to be...
You're about to drop me into the abyss. Yep.
Oh shit. Did you get teleported?
I went back to Camp Cloudtop.
Do you have the teleport notice at least? Hey! Hey, how you doing, my love?
Oh, I only took a free fall. That's alright.
I'm sorry! I did like the story. We did a lot here. This is kind of the what we did here. This zone. This is kind of the big major zone. When we got the, like, first showed up with the... I always forget their names because their pronunciation. Count Edmund's, like, older kid. The new Count, essentially. The older brother that was, like, skeptical of us. Still. To moments like forging, like, a pact with the dragons of, like, hey, we're cool now, before Stydian was corrupted and jumped in and nearly killed our dragon friend. There's one person in our journey that we haven't talked about too much that I think we should go acknowledge. I think it was up this way. Chat can confirm or deny. I think this is when we were first also discovering that, hey, holy shit. I don't understand. Why is the map all scribbled out? Was it down there or was it over here? I think it was over here, wasn't it? Because we had a rival, in a way, during Heaven's War, or during post-ARR for this storyline. Or regarding Ishgard. I think this is the place. Am I wrong? Is it back here? Where was the entrance? I don't actually remember. I thought that was the entrance. It's not the entrance. Oh, there it is. When we went down here and found the heretic stuff, we found Yusei. And the start of a realization that maybe they have a point before we realized we were the... I wouldn't say we were the bad guys. We just didn't know. No one really knew. And those that did were either too far gone to say anything or too lost in despair to speak up. And just didn't trust anybody anymore. But throughout this zone, we got to start to question some stuff. Chat, hopefully this little... I mean, it's deja vu for us already. But it's got to be, like, double for some of y'all, because y'all were watching us go through this, and you went through it yourselves. I had to kill my samurai trainer here at one point. Fight for honor. It was a big deal. It was kind of sad. Samurai was one of the cool storylines here. Huh, when we got to meet people outside of Ishgard who were like, yeah, the dragons aren't too bad. Just don't mess with them too much. We're fine. I think it helped push even more, you know? There were other stuff that happened here, like when we had to get our friends back after post-ARR and Thancred was here. We met the bug people over there and fought Ravana. I'm not trying to be too speedy about it, I'm just kind of like pointing it out as we go. Because I would like to do all this before my sub expires. And I think this is an important area too, because this is where we started to truly work with the dragons. And truths were being revealed. Speaking of our friend, Vidofnir, hello! I really thought they were about to kill Vidofnir in that one cutscene too.
Oh yeah.
I especially loved this zone because when we saw that like crystal floating over the air, we were like, can we go to that? Before realizing that's the whole point of this part of the story. That's where we were going. Especially when we look up above us and see the bottom of it. Oh. Wait, is this who we... Ah, okay. I think we have to talk to this person. And then we went up. We came here. There's some big stuff that happened here for sure. Like with the Moogle friends. That wasn't really big, it's just we got to help some Moogles and get to understand these were the Moogles from above that they were talking about in post-ARR. How it actually kind of... I never really figured out that's what they were hinting to. In that, like, Moogle King thing.
Mm-hmm.
Our journey through this land wasn't the kindest. But I want to find the spot. Man. I think it was up there, wasn't it? Or was it down there? It wasn't down there. Wasn't it in here?
We had our little powwow.
Yeah, we had like the campfire and everything.
I think it was here.
And Estinian started to realize, like, he was like, yeah, I can't deny that there is truth to everything you've been saying. It's, like, right here. Estinian started to change his character, and I started to enjoy him more and more. And we came to Hraesvelgr, and wow, there's been a lot with this lad. Just kept hating us for the longest time. We showed up and he knew exactly what we were planning right from the get-go. Then we came back with the revelation that he gave his eye to Nidhogg. And he finally told us the rest of the tale. Before finally working with Aymeric to become, you know, a good friendo. And Hraesvelgr's been a good friendo since. Was it Vidafnir or Hraesvelgr himself that saved us in the Omega raid? Because one of them did, I just don't remember who. I think it was Hraesvelgr, because I think that was an order from Midgardsormr. Hell, even even Hildebrand questline came here. With the old people. But if we're talking about the Dargans, Hraesvelgr is... It is sad. The love of his life was stolen away. Essentially. Like, stuff happened there. I mean, they kind of... Like, he ate her. That was... I don't want to question all that, honestly, but, like... Yzée having been mind-fucked there by realizing her whole purpose and what she believed was completely wrong is one thing. But it's like... all the pain. But that Hraesvelgr's pain, the way was to just hide away from it. There was another. I wish we could see it. We can barely see it. We could fly towards it. Nidhogg. Hraesvelgr, I think, was an epitome of sadness, of dealing with grief and isolating yourself from the world. Nidhogg is an example of grief, and a parallel to Estinian, where you just constantly can't get out of a state of rage. You are constantly stuck in a state of vengeance. That is Nidhogg in entirety. A tragic character, but one that still needed to die. I think our journey is time to take away from the dragons and go to another place. Next door. I would take the full trip, but I want to do this a little differently. But after our journeys with Estinian and Yse and finally getting Ishtola back on our squad again, Idleshire was really nice. This place is still a very fun and nice locale. And how do we come here without acknowledging the one specific thing? This is a really cool zone. Don't forget your books, chat. Tomorrow. How can we come here without acknowledging the Pondering Wall? That was also a cute storyline to kind of accompany the rest of Heaven's Ward, even if we did it later. Alright, I think that's enough pondering at the Pondering Wall. But there was other stuff here. We got the treasure hunters involved and stuff. We fixed a bridge.
There's a big boy.
Yeah, the biggest boy. There's 2 points of interest in particular that are very important to bring up when we're here. Like, we've come here for other stuff, like stuff relating to Matoya, who we will be visiting momentarily. But really, like, looking around, you really see how this is Sharlayan stuff, you know? After being an old Sharlayan, you could see it, you know? Don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before they withdrew. I think they withdrew because of Heidelin's message, if I remember correctly, too. We also had to deal with our first raid. Crystal Tower was our first Alliance raid. Our first raid was with the Alexander stuff and our first look into timey-wimey shenanigans. But while we're here, how do we not visit good old Matoya? I feel like we grew to like her as a character, like, almost immediately. I don't know about you. I feel that. I liked her right away. And you could see where Y'shtola picked up the sass from. I do also like how Y'shtola just stole her fucking theme. You know? That's... You should talk to her. That's very sweet of her to say.
I just did.
For her to be so upfront and honest and, like, you deserve respect, it's like, that's really sweet to just hear. Right, actually, I think we've kind of visited the main story of this zone, right, chat? Haven't we? I think so. There were some fun parts that happened here, like meeting the old people for Hildebrand and whatnot. But I think there's a place we do need to go next. Azisla, the final zone of Heaven's Ward. before we go too far. I am curious. Wasn't it all just not so far from here that Yzé perished to defend us as Shiva? I feel I remember pointing out at the end of Heaven's Word, I was like, oh right, that happened, and everyone's like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, I'm sorry. A lot of stuff happened here, though. We got to see more of the Allegan Empire. We even came here with Graha later. Where was the prison area at? I don't remember if that was over there. I think it was over there, wasn't it? Tiamat's prison? That's another level of grief and trauma. I've noticed that seems to be a common trope with dragons and dragoons, is grief, trauma, anger, despair. Yeah, I think it was over here, but we broke her out. Yeah, you can kind of see where she used to be. You can even, I think, see the old Garlean ship that's basically just fucking destroyed off in the distance somewhere. I don't remember where. I think that's it over there? Or is it on the other side of this place? A lot of shit in Heaven's Word happened here. I think we finally got what we wanted in Heaven's Word when it came to the whole thing. We got to... You know, I will say one thing. We fought the Ascians here, and La Habrea just died to Santa Claus. I don't know anything about La Habrea or, like, have any sympathy, because he was always the destructive one, it seems. Like, all the other Ascians have, like, some semblance of sympathy, except maybe Hermes, I'm iffy on that. But, like, fuck. La Habrea just kind of was like, I will kill you all and be destructive and all that. Just tempted to see if they're... Yeah, I think that one ship was the Empire's. Anyways, down here, we also did the Warring Triad stuff as they were locked up in this facility. I think we've talked about everything. Mahach, Alexander, the Warring Triad, the main story. Oh wait, are these... I never noticed that! Are these the Warring Triad statues or something? It is! How did we never notice that? That's so cool. You can tell by the statues. Holy shit. But that was basically Heaven's Word, yeah? I think next is Gridania again. East Shroud. Now, I don't think we'll be going in order of how the game does it. We'll probably go through Alamigo and then Doma. Probably. Unless, chat, you say otherwise, we're doing it that way. There's one place that Kat and I specifically need to stop by. Because there was something important that finally happened during Stormblood. It's a little out of order, but it is, I think, the most important and biggest moment for me. The very cathedral we got married at. All the people we had in attendance, like Leaf came back out of the blue. TJ was even here, dancing out here, all by himself.
That's right.
He was throwing the rings through the windows. I think everyone we know in Final, at least almost everybody, like 95%, I would say, were here to witness that in some way or another. I don't think everybody made it, but it was very nice to just have everyone here. Remember the moment we finally did our kiss, we got out of the cutscene, and then we walk into everybody who's like, alright, this is a robbery, and they all fucking went Dragoon and pointed the spears at us.
Uh-huh.
It's a stick-up. It was a very important and I think a really good memory for us, my love.
Yeah.
Because it's something I had been planning for fairly early in the game, but we just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Until we could. And we did it. It wasn't right away, but right after we beat Xenos, we got married. I think it really was that. I think I proposed directly after we got through the Stormblood credits. And then over here, we dealt with Mr. Sloppy, causing a fucking revolution, and then we had to go to war. Which ended out for the best, but... we really should not have thrown those eyes off a random cliff.
We lost another friend.
Indeed we did. You know, Chaos was here, and I was wondering if he was going to say it first, but I was just going to not acknowledge it, but you said you did. Poor Papa Limo. He did his big moment, and I feel like he didn't get enough respect. I love that he had a voice line, though, for, like, when we were doing the Endwalking situation.
Mm-hmm.
We doing dungeons? Yeah. But there was another thing I kind of forgot to mention. We met the Warriors of Darkness and heard their tale.
Oh, yeah.
And we sent Minfilia off with them back to the First. I wasn't sure where to really... How do we get there again? I actually do not remember how we're supposed to get there. Isn't there like a path there, or am I misremembering? Oh, this person. Ha 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 ha. What's really cool for me, I think, is the fact that trial players like TJ can experience Stormblood now. Now, Stormblood wasn't as big for me as Heavensward was. I really liked Heavensward. Stormblood was alright. There was cool bits from it, but it's alright. Our first steps through were not as trial players. I think this was when we were first subscribed players to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And our journey was a wild one, to say the least. Now, chat, I don't know if we should go in order from, like, this zone to... Doma and then back, or how we should do it. I think we should just do Alamigo and then Doma, personally, but... I think a lot of this zone was stuff like we met fake Doom guy here with his, well, we didn't meet him here technically. We just started to continue ruining his life here. We fought for the tower, I remember that. And I wonder if it's still here. the crater which Omega fell. The liquid's no longer there. Omega's just completely gone. It's just an empty hole. But when we did the Omega raids, those were really fun. And the long time where it took me to realize that giant, weird-shaped mountain was because of Omega flying through. We even fought, like, the big, snake savior person here. I forgot her name.
Oh yeah. Oh shoot. I was trying to remember her name because I remember it stuck with me. I don't remember it though.
I think the song name was like Evanescence or something, right? Then we went to... I think Relger's Reach is an important place to go. Not just for Omega, but because we met somebody here that was very fucking persistent. Practically razed this place to the ground. We met Fordola and Xenos here. Fordola had a change of heart, it seems. But for Xenos, he was a guy. It was the first time we got our ass kicked like that.
Uh-huh.
But like I said, when we met him, I'ma deck him in the schnoz. And I did that a good number of times. We also lost people there. A lot of people died. Y'shtola almost died.
It's true.
This zone I don't have too much to say about. Our first time through here was just learning how, like, the people were so tired of fighting back. Because the Empire was just that fucked. Before we started to realize how fucked the Empire was, but like, not to the extent that we could have ever guessed. Oh yeah, even the weird pyramid structure. I still don't know how that works. I have no clue how that functions. And it was here when the old man was murdered.
Yeah.
God, it's still a mess in here, isn't it? He was murdered here, and Lise took his place as the new leader. When we realized that Lise was no longer going to be a scion with us anymore. Now, a lot of people just didn't care for Lise. I don't know where you... Apparently Lise is not a popular character. A lot of people were kind of just happy she was gone. And I'm like, really?
I thought she was alright. I didn't dislike her, but I mean, she wasn't one of my favorites either.
That's about where she was for me. Our first steps through here, when we finally pushed the war effort this far. When we took back Alamigo, I still remember the music that played here. We even did the Whirlit stuff for Shadowbringers here. Let's not... We could come back to that. This was a really good zone, I feel, because this was like... For Stormblood, this was a really good way of pushing us further. Like, we're here. The war is at its peak. Do or die, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool to finally see us take Alamigo back. Give Lise and now Raoban, like, their home back. And now they constantly, like, are working to make it a better place. It's still cool to see all the towers are gone. So much stuff happened. I think we essentially, like, stealthed through here to get this quarter taken back as ours.
Oh, yeah.
Until there's only one place left to fight in Alamigo. I still found the one bit with the, like, fox people was a little weird and out of nowhere, like the wolf people.
Oh, yeah.
When they're like, oh, we're here to fight you. It's like, what? We're not from the Empire. Then we came here. We pushed our way through the city and we fought Xenos. We won. He was
himself.
Yeah. We fought Shinryu there. Xenos was still crazy. All his scheming was from here. Then it was all good. I mean, of course, not for forever. I feel like almost immediately into the post-patch it was that we... I don't even remember where his grave was.
Out in the middle of nowhere somewhere.
I thought it was over here. Maybe it was off on its own. I know it was like on a cliff. Because he was watching us dig up his, like, looking at his grave. And a lot of stuff happened too. All the post-patch stuff, we helped liberate Alamigo. The war with the Empire went into sort of phase 2. Eorzea versus Garlemald. And a lot of crazy shit happened. Xenos came back. Elidibus took his body. We kind of put the Empire into a state of alert with the realization that the prince is not himself. And the introduction of probably my favorite villain of this game. I'd say it's... Do we want to stop by Wurlit because it's not really part of it? It's Shadowbringers. Let's stop by. I wonder if Gaius is around. And I think that was over here. And then we fought all 3 weapons from Final Fantasy VII in Shadowbringers. Gaius basically is the new leader of Wurlit. And I think he's changed a lot as a character. Like, he grew a lot, I feel. Can we find Gaius just chilling?
He's here. Yeah, he's here.
Where's he at?
Down by the,
Oh, the memorial?
Yeah. Well, down... I don't know how to explain it.
We also have
When
our Gundam
The
here.
last time we saw him, when he was here.
There they are. We got to see Valen's fucking crazy parallel to Gaius and what he could have been. If we go to the technician, we can see our Gundam, I think. Inspect the G-Warrior. I'm so sad we only got to use this thing fucking once.
That was enough for me.
Huh?
That was enough for me.
You know, that's fair. Oh yeah, there were different versions of it. We technically used it to fight Diamond, too. How do we get back? I think we talked to the escort back. And then I'll give us a teleport to Norvrant. I don't want to skip through too much of Shadowbringers, but I am noticing we don't have too much time, so I want to make sure we get it all. Talk to the Resistance escort.
I did.
And we'll go to the Crystarium. Our journey to the first with Emmett Selk. Where we realized the Ascians were our predecessors and they were not that bad. At least not once upon a time, they weren't.
And the boy was here.
Yeah!
I know you're not as fond of him as I am.
He's still on my top, like, higher list. He's not my favorite, but he's higher up on the list. I know where you want to go first. I'm sure I know where you want to go first.
Well, that seems appropriate.
Yeah. When we get to the one area, I think there's one zone where we're only going to visit one place, but it's the biggest deal. Oh, it lets us travel back home and to Elpis. So much shit happened here. Holy fuck. Grahatia, Emmett Selk, Lidibus. So much time travel. So many secrets. Graha's big plan of being the Crystal Exarch and trying to pull the villain card at the... to, like, get us to let him die, and then Emmett Selk was like, yeah, no. We had our in-room with our ghost friend Ardbert.
Where are you headed?
I was gonna go around the inn. I'm not gonna go in. I'm not gonna go in the inn, in. But we had our room here. Where'd you go? Oh, you're picking. Pendants. Close enough. Yeah. We had our little inn room. Where we met with Ardbert before he, you know, sort of merged with our soul. And we met our friends here. Who, like, they're all supposed to meet up. I guess we just haven't gotten that far yet. Oops. But it's so cool. I wish we could see, like, Reen and Gaia, like, being silly girlfriends doing their thing. We cannot. It's like the meme. Them girls gay. Good for them. Good for them. Shadowbringers, really? Let's go to Lakeland. do a quick flyby. We could pass by Bismarck and all that. This is when the game really started to connect. Like, it did in Heaven's Ward, but this is when it was like, I was engrossed with the story at this point. Mm-hmm. Stormblood was kind of... There was good and bad. I'm realizing something. We fucking skimmed over Delma.
Oh shit.
Let's go. Let's back up a little bit. I saw the opportunity for Emmett Selk, and I was like, oh yeah, and I'm like, oh wait, no, we forgot. We forgot Delma. That's like half of the, is most of Stormblood. Whoops. God, we'll have to be speedy. I hope they don't kick me out of the game by 2. When we were hunting for Yugiri and Gosetsu, when we came here with Hildebrand and Gilgamesh and all them, when we met Hancock. I feel bad that I'm kind of having to skim this now, but there is no choice. Because we still have Shadowbringers and Endwalker, so I gotta get, like...
Where'd you go?
Oh, I just went out the gate to Ruby Sea.
Okay.
We probably won't make full stops anywhere. We're probably just gonna go to specific spots and I'll point out stuff. We'll probably have to do that for each of them now. I think we took too long, but it's fine. The volcano area over here where we got to help the 4 lords. Soroban became kind of a two people in one. 2 turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's the Resistance we helped. With their fucking Tower of Jenga that could end the world. We didn't halt the final days. They're still right there. And then over... Oh yeah, we also met, Why am I forgetting his name all of a sudden? The guy's fun. He's funny. How am I forgetting his name? Susanoo, right, Susanoo.
Yeah, Susanoo.
Oh, the revelry. We also got to swim underwater and, like, breathe forever, which is cool. Mm-hmm. We also met a person we hate. And that Mitsu is probably going to be, like, making uncomfortable noises on stream if he sees. Yotsuyu. Susanoo, coolest primal, literally just wants to have fun fighting you. Eh, about right.
I didn't know you were talking about Yotsuyu. I thought you were talking about the other one.
A shitty?
Mm-hmm.
No, we met him over here. At least we got Gigached Gosetsu. Yeah, he pulled the really good move when he was just like, I stay here. If you guys can do anything, you'll get the resistance. You'll figure it out. The storyline with Yosuyu was just, what the fuck. Being able to help the resistance here, too, is cool. The moments of, everyone being afraid of Gosetsu to rallying by our side. Mm-hmm. We got our round 2 with the Xenos, where he actually took damage. And then he went very creepy on us. I see, this is the one I must battle. And then we just kind of, like, did that JoJo meme where we just kicked him to death. Stay down already! We helped Doma with the big attack on Doma Castle. Genuinely, I forgot. When you look in there now, you can see it's like, oh yeah, no, we fucking flooded that place. It is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that they actually did follow up with that change. It's weird in other MMOs when they, like, a massive thing happens and, Here, I'm gonna do this. Oh, and we had the fake out where we thought Gosetsu died.
Mm-hmm.
There was other stuff we did, like we helped on... I didn't get on the ship with them, because I know we're kind of cut for time, but Evilis as well.
Mm.
It's always funny to remember, too, with this area, how we literally just... We became the ruler of this place, in a way. And then we just kind of fucked off.
Mm-hmm.
We fought Rathalos over there.
Yes, we did.
And now he's my mount. I didn't know there was stuff up here. Also, we went into the desert. It was kind of scary. We feared the worst for, Alphino before Gaius returned. Now we go to Lakeland. Stormblood, like I said, it wasn't as big for me. But there was some good stuff there. Especially, the post-patch had some really good moments, too. Really started to show the nations didn't need us as much anymore. Like, I mean, they kind of still did, but it was setting up that we weren't as needed anymore. I still remember when we showed up here and I thought this was just Mordona. But it's like, no, this is not some, like, alternate Mordona. There's Bismarck over there.
Yeah.
We had to get to the Tempest through Bismarck. And we met a certain... How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? God, he was... I still think he was like, it's like, come on. They're pulling a Xenos with him. Ranjit, if you were forgetting.
Ah, yes.
And it was just like, we just... That was the... You know, I'll wait till we get there. I think we have to teleport most of the time here, because how the first is set up. Let's go there first. We did come here first, so it makes sense. Yes, come here. No ticket. I don't know if it'll... I never know if it takes you with me.
It never does.
I'm sorry. When we first came to Amarang and got to see just what these creatures were doing to people, and seeing the body horror, and seeing how twisting this game is becoming. Down over there.
What was her name?
I know, I forgot her name too, but she was a dungeon boss, and it's sad. And then we had to fight the thing that killed her.
Because I will never forget her face when she transformed.
It was so
it haunts
fucked.
me.
You know what else haunts me? The trolley! The trolley quest line was kind of silly. It was kind of just like, okay. It just kind of kept going. And it's like, that's fine. This field, when Thancred fought Ranjit, he should have got the W. He should have got the kill. Oh yeah, the Sin Eater transformation, Lamau is what Chaos says.
Yeah.
But yeah, Thancred should have got the kill on Ranjit. He deserved that W. That was his rival. And then the resting place. Well, not resting place, but this is where Minfilia essentially died to save the first. But while we're here... seeing all the good we've done for the first is so apparent here. I love this. How this was just an empty wasteland and what we've done through Eden. That was so good. And we got Rena girlfriend. Oh wait, we kind of did everything here, didn't we? Except like maybe visit the graves. I don't remember where they were though. Aren't they like over here? I don't remember. Oh, yep. I think hers was a grave here too. But seeing as we've been able to help them, that's really nice. There's another place we gotta go. I don't think we'll go in it, necessarily. Let's go around. Just kind of do a flyby. I do kind of want to make sure we can talk about Endwalker too. I feel bad we spent way too much time on ARR. Because everything was so spread out in Heavensward. But I would definitely say, the more I think about it, Shadowbringers and Endwalker are definitely above Heavensward. But Heavensward also props them up, so we're not going to be able to see shit. That sucks. Because there were a couple things I wanted to stop by. Let's double check. Because we got to see... whew, Ishgard to like... toned up to 12. You know, instead of like... the rich versus poor shit that was going on in Ishgard. But seeing what we did for Ylmore is cool, even though we can't see it! I'm so mad there's fog right now. This sucks. There were two other things, and I think... like, seeing the world come together... because I feel like we had something similar in Endwalker with the entire game, whereas Shadowbringers was just for the expansion, where the whole world comes together to help. This is where my tank role quest guy was. His wife died here. I hope everyone in chat is appreciating the comparative to, like, maybe other people playing the game, how much we remember of this.
How much you remember?
I don't know about that, darling. But getting the elevator working again. Having the... be on the cliff with Graha.
Yeah.
When we both cheat-coded and cheated and found out who it was because we... because we DM'd each other and were like, I just had a feeling, and I said, did he say she for you? And then you said yeah, and I'm like, Oh, you could see the halo on the... up to the left, barely. Of Vothri's little floating island of madness. And where Emmett Selk revealed his true colors. before he realized just how everything worked for Emmett Selk, and we just kind of hated him for it. And of course, we can't acknowledge the one thing without acknowledging over here. And we can't even see it! When we did the Nier Automata stuff with the dwarves. The dwarf stuff took away from it. I mostly like the Nier stuff. Where else? We've not gone here. But also meeting up with the Scions here after they've been here for years was really cool. I'm gonna kind of focus on specific areas. Right, I should have dismounted for you, shouldn't I?
That's alright.
It's not foggy here! I am sure you cried here with Seto and Ardbert reuniting.
Yeah, that was tough.
Our one pixie friend becoming leader of this place through our help. The light lands to the extreme. I will never stop complaining about how bright Zone fucking was. I remember we kept putting it off, but it's just because it was like I thought it was gonna take. I thought it for some reason the light level's lowered, and I'm like, oh, it's still crazy bright, so I don't know what to do now. And then Urianje's old house. They literally had him have a house here, which is interesting. He had a home. The Bookman, that's what they called him. This zone, it had some good moments. Taking down to Titania and all that. Brightland, seeing Yulmore freak the fuck out was funny. I really enjoyed the world building of Shadowbringers, and I'd talk about it more, but I'm kind of rushing through as quickly as possible for these last 2 zones, so we have plenty of time for Endwalker. Because I loved Shadowbringers. Runar! Hey, it's Yashol's boyfriend. I know Matt would be like, excuse me? But still. Runar is cool. He's a character I could have totally seen being a Scion if he wasn't stuck on the first. You know? Chat, how do you feel about that? Is that an agreeable sentiment? Sorry.
Oh god, you scared the crap out of me.
I almost missed it. I'm so sorry.
Christ. Jesus.
I'm sorry. You know it had to happen. You knew.
You didn't have to yell.
You have been with me this entire playthrough, darling. You know that was coming.
I did not. That's why it scared me.
There was a lot of cool with this zone, too, when it was like Emmett Selk constantly tagging along, helping us in some ways. Having our little showdown with Ranjit. Y'shtola's sacrifice. Learning Hydaelyn and Zodiark were primals was a big fucking deal. The moment that happened is the moment when it's like, oh, well, with that, we don't trust Hydaelyn now. And then that came to slap me in the fucking face later. So, Tempest I would show off more of, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember stuff with the fish people all that much. It was mostly one specific place, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because it was important to get their help to find Amarat, but fuck. This was fucking beautiful moment. Seeing just how close to our like, this looks like a town we'd have just with magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's scary modern. Also, we found out we're little tiny people. We're so tiny. And it really helped flesh out Emmett Selk and make us realize he's tired. He is exhausted. Like, he has been trying for years, wanting to attain something he couldn't have, and it's so sad. Love Emmett Selk as a character. He's so fucking cool. Anything you want to say on that subject, my darling?
No, I agree.
I think our fighting with light disease at the time helped too. It really added tension. We're understanding this character while our character is essentially dying. And we're pushed to an ultimatum. Fuck, Shadowbringers was so good. And then we came back here with Elidibus going through our memories before when he took over Ardbert's body and we had to save him. In the end, we killed them, but I think they got a better end because of that, because they got to return essentially to the live stream back with the people they cared about. You know? Fuck, Shadowbringers was so good. I'd spend more time reminiscing here, but I just did not expect we'd have 25 minutes to do this for Endwalker, and I am not ready for Endwalker. 5 minutes per zone is still not enough. Holy fuck. Okay. Phew. I don't like rushing it, but here we go. I mean, Endwalker was recent, so it's not too big a deal we do that. All of the stuff in Charlian, the little secrets they were hiding this whole time, leading to the big reveal of why they were hiding everything from us. What was a big one? Oh yeah, meeting Alphino's and Alizé's parents was pretty good. That was like a really big, cool bit. Saying Forshno was a dick. The fucking pier scene, still really fucking good. I went to Labyrinthos. The pier scene was so fucking good. Having everyone we know come in to help us. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Hello. I remember us meeting Aaronville here. When we were... Alpha Toad and Alley Toad was funny. And us just trying to figure out the secrets to this zone, how everything tied together. Everyone telling us the flowers, they're important. And we're like, how the fuck is a flower important? Are they still over here? Or were they in a different spot? I don't remember where they were. I don't remember where they were. I'm sad. But the Elpis flowers and how it all tied back to, you know, the locale. All the characters getting their, like, closure was really good. Especially, like, Urianger. us wondering what the hell was up with this place. Why is it so secretive? Realizing the ship down there is why everything was so secretive. I really hope we have time to get to the last zone. I want to see if the ship is still there, but I think I should probably just move along. Labyrinthos was a good zone. Where did we go after? We went to... Oh no, where is it? We went to Rods at Han and Thavnair. We'll go to Thavnair. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing. I'm kind of... I keep realizing you don't come with me.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck, the idea that Hydaelyn was... We had to go under the sea and fight Hydaelyn was a big deal. Into the ethereal sea itself. And that we went to fucking space. When we started, it was just Fandaniel fucking popping towers up, and Fandaniel was just a fucking crazy character in general. I don't entirely have sympathy for the character. But we sold fish! Cat, we sold fish together. For our friend, and then we met Scale. Estinian got... Well, we're not going to talk about what happened to Estinian. We'll hang it over his head, but we won't talk about it. Tower of Zot was over there. Fandaniel being his fucking self. We encountered the end of days. And just saw what fucking horrific beasts everyone was turning into here. I'd say stop at Rods at Han, but it's like, I couldn't stop by Yulmore either. Then it was Garlemald, right?
I think so.
I hate that our journey is essentially being rushed. I apologize. But... Let's see. Tower of Babel still looking creepy as fuck, even though we've kind of dealt with that problem. I was not prepared for Garlemald's story. Such a proud people here, you know? I didn't like the infiltration mission and stuff. There was a lot of duties here.
Yeah.
I never specifically hated, I don't think, any of the duties. There were a couple that, like, difficulty-wise made me angry, but I don't think I hated them. I just hated that they split us up. Like, the body swap thing, if it was a single-player game, I would not have been as upset about. That was a very unique idea. And terrifying. I liked how Graha was the one to realize, hey, something's off with you. You're not the person you say you are. I still love that Anima was from Varus. The body of Varus made Anima happen.
Right.
And if we're at Garlemald, I think there's one spot we should stop by. I didn't necessarily like the guy, but like, oh, they're here! I didn't know that! I guess they did say they were going to Garlemald. I mostly talk to Euless, but I will talk to them a little bit. I'm trying to... Alice bragging about killing a monster. Like, I did it! don't respect the guy that much. But fuck, that was a moment. The moment he, like, realized Garlemald was not gonna be what he remembered.
Mm-hmm.
And that they needed help from, like, people they deemed lesser, he took the coward's way out.
Oh, yeah.
So it goes. I think when we hit Garlemald, we really realized just how... Well, I can't even say that, because, like... We were realizing problems when we dealt with the towers. The moment we came in here and you acknowledged the music.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and they're not here anymore, right? They might have seen it as their time is done. I was not expecting the whole thing with Xenos to just fucking destroy the rest. And then us having to fight Zodiark and Fandaniel essentially at the same time. At 83? I think that's when it really dawned on me how much this expansion is throwing at us. Like, I don't know if this would have served from having been split in 2 expansions, with Zodiark at the end of 1, and then everything else, like Elpis related and all that, separated. But either, I don't know if it would have benefited, but I like what we had. And I know you liked the Loporrits. Well, everybody did. I don't remember what you specifically thought of them. They're little dorks. Are there any even here anymore now that we've kind of... No, they're here. Oh, yeah, and then we're gonna... I assume by one of the dungeons, one might be here. But yeah, I was not expecting the moon to be the halfway point of the expansion.
Yeah, definitely not.
I know I had, like... I feel like Elpis is where everything started to come together for us. Like, why Heidelin knew everything she knew. We got to meet Vena, who became one of my favorite characters from, like, the Asian lineup. I still don't know if... Emmett Selk is still pretty cool. I don't know there. But still a really fucking cool character. This whole section... Going back, I almost wish I did glam on the Asian robes when we did it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say. Everything that happened here... The stuff with Hermes kind of made me not like him as a character. Like the Fandaniel stuff at all. Like, Amon was kind of doing his own thing with Hermes' memories or whatever. But, like, Hermes just kind of went... I don't know what the fuck. He just went fucking nuts and just said, yeah, no, everyone's gonna die. Fuck it. And, like, the entire plot is his fault, in a way. Like, yeah, Medion kind of causes it, but I'm sure there's something he could have done to prevent it. I was surprised when we, revealed our secret, you know? I mean, we had no choice. We were kind of stuck in a position with, as a time traveler, of like, oh, fuck. They are asking a lot of questions, and if I don't answer truthfully, I am fucked. So you just had to tell everybody. Them erasing the memories was pretty smart, though, the way they did. And then having Vana keep her memories, it's like, huh. What have your thoughts been on Endwalker? I've kind of been not letting you say your piece.
I mean, I agree on all your points. Like, it really made things come together. Things that had been building up at the beginning.
Yeah. It's like, so that's why she knows everything, is because you told her. My question is it a time loop situation, or is it like she already knew? Or not that. How do I word it? She somehow, like, knew beforehand. Like, she figured it out at some level, but I don't know. Is it a time loop? I don't know. It's confusing a little. But seeing her struggle, it's like, wow, I feel like a fucking asshole. A real outright fucking prick for picking the I can't trust you anymore option at the start of the expansion. They really threw that bait in your face. Well, that's the thing. She didn't know until you arrived and told her everything, and after everything that happened at the dungeon. Yeah. I was just kind of like, how does that work before? I feel like maybe I'm overthinking that. We still have to figure out stuff with Elidibus about this raid, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been really interesting, too, because I want to take this opportunity while we go to the final zone on our list. Oh, this fucking music. Hop on one more time. This zone, like, we really got to see the Scions sacrifice everything for us, you know? I love that the song still plays. Time travel nonsense? Yeah. Seeing all these worlds destroyed, but we're still carrying on. We gotta protect what we have left. Oh, the ships. I guess they didn't despawn that. I don't know. That's kind of funny. But I guess we're technically not supposed to come back either. But this is so cool. It's hauntingly beautiful, as I like to call it. This has been this fucking story. It's all about life and how people view it. Finding an answer for living. I feel like Hermes was selfish in the way he was trying to find a reason for living. And with Medion answering him the way they did, he went fucking nuts and said, condemned everyone into this fate. And we're the ones fixing everything. But I think each Scion really showed their colors here. Like Thancred being the first, like we couldn't breathe, we're dying on the ship, and he's the first to like run in to try and keep us safe and sacrifices himself. Estinian finally coming full around as a character. He kind of fully did already, but really seeing it in his sacrifice for the getting us off the dragon's world. Then we went all the way over here and met the Ia. Basically overcame death. I still also like Midgard Somer, who like flew across the entire expanse of just how hopeless his journey must have looked. He called Eorzea like the light, the beacon of light that they had to find. Because everything else was dark, there was nothing left. Which is depressing when you think about it. The Ea just are like... They're just kind of stuck as ghosts. Seeing all these civilizations who overcame... I guess not entirely overcame it, but... Seeing Y'shtola's sacrifice line up for the fact that they're like, you cannot understand this knowledge. And then she's like, I'll try anyway, and they just are like, what? Oriange stepping up so she wouldn't be alone. Always being the subtle mastermind, but team player all around. I know you cried at this part with Graha showing what he's learned from the Crystal Tower and Shadowbringers and our journey together. With the Omicron and sacrificing himself here. I know you cried to this. And then we were left with the twins who sacrificed themselves. If we didn't have 5 minutes, I'd take the walk again. Just seeing what their sacrifices did to this. And how they helped us get through this way.
Yeah.
That cutscene, I watched someone else get through this too. And it's like, they stopped at every person. We kind of just kept going. But hearing
I paused.
I did a little.
Paused at everyone.
Hearing all of the voices from Ardbert, from all of the leaders of the different lands, Reen, our dead friends like Papalymo, Horshfont, Minfilia, and then getting the final closure with Emmett, and then we went through. They kind of finally passed the torch on to us. We went through the dungeon together. Finally put an end to Medion. We sent everyone away. It worked with Xenos temporarily to put an end to Medion's plans.
See, now, what did Xenos even really do?
He was a platform.
He was a platform. Okay.
He was just carrying us so we could fight her in the first place.
Okay.
I was expecting Medion to be traveling to the source in the fight. I thought that was how that was going to go. I was expecting the source to show up and we're having a fight right in front of it. But it's like, no. So I guess that's not how it went. I'm so glad our Medion got saved, essentially. Speaking of... Hello, Medion. We ended the final days. And then we had our brawl with Xenos. Our constant rival. I think he worked better in here because he was never the main antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
He finally, it's like Alisei said, the way he was acting, we were never going to give him the time of day for that fight.
Right.
The moment he decided to help us is get rid of the... I mean, it was a selfish goal, but he did help us prevent the end.
True.
And then we killed him.
We gave him what he wanted.
The only villain to really get what he wanted in a way. And this has been like an entire stream just reflecting. And like the last half hour or so has been me rushing through zones. A little, yeah, but like... This story is amazing. I'm so happy you came on board with me for this.
I'm glad I joined you too.
I think my big thing here is now I'm actually breaking because I'm realizing this has been... We did this for the first time. The new playthrough of a game, when we complete it... Oh, fuck. This is finally getting me. Because I'm realizing...
You can never do it for the first time again.
No, we can't. We can watch others, but this was our first journey through it, and we can't do it again. Fuck, I'm actually...
Sweetie.
I know. Fuck, the game finally got me. Whew. It's one of those things where it's like, I'd love to do this journey again.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's one thing to be thankful for, I'm glad you came with me.
I was happy to be by your side.
Give me a hug. I need one. Fuck, that's the first time this game made. I was so close. I try not to cry on the stream, I really do. God damn. This game. Cass says, I love this tune so much. We're so happy to help you guys along the way. Thank you for being there.
Yeah.
I know you've been waiting for this moment, Chaos. You've been waiting for me to burst into tears over this game. Oh, fuck.
We definitely couldn't have done it without you guys, though.
Oh, yeah. All of our friends who came by to help us. Matt, Leaf, even barely. He was around a little bit, but he still helped. Everyone helped to their own extent. Ah, fuck.
Like, it added to the experience for me to have people with us that we knew.
Yeah. This is just the first chapter, though. Now you guys will be able to follow along with the current story with us. It is true.
It's true.
It just sucks. The story up to this point was so fucking good that it's like, fuck, we can't live that again. Those, like, 400 hours we spent into this story, every bit of side content we could do, all the main stuff. I think the big thing for me is there were points where I was close to crying on this game, but I tried not to do that on stream. I try not to be emotional. Kind of just how I was raised, but fuck, I couldn't hold that one at all.
Oh, the bird is another mount that mounts on your shoulder. That's cute. Now we both have one.
Oh wait, she does?
Yeah, she's on your shoulder for me.
She's flying around for me.
Oh, no, she's sitting on your shoulder.
I trust Yoshi P will continue to craft fantastic expansions after this that we'll be able to enjoy together. That is true. I don't doubt that. It's always really hard when I beat a really good game because it does get me like this. Fuck, it's a game for emotion. It's a day for emotions today. I saw someone's reactions to all the trailers for Smash Ultimate and had the realization of just how big the game is and how it's not going to be that way again. I had a similar fuck moment. Second time I've cried today. Goddamn. I knew this was going to be hard. The first time we did the walk, that whole cutscene with the walk, I was so close. I don't think I showed it. There were tears in my eyes, but I don't think I full cried like I am doing right now. The game is something special because it's not over yet, which is exciting. Because we get to look forward to the future. That is true. Oh, I know that's true, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. It's always that thing, though, with games. You can tell when I love a story, when it makes me break at the end. This game was really close to it, but fuck. When I think of not being able to play it for the first time again, and it upsets me like that, that's how you know it really hit. Also, I'm still in the game for some reason. I have not been forcibly disconnected yet, so I'm assuming we're good for a little bit longer. Because I don't know when it'll kick me out of the game because my sub is gone, unless I did it some time later and I rushed for no reason. Sorry about the emotions there, chat. I do try not to do that. I know it's probably fine, but still. Whew. There's nothing wrong with being emotional. I know, it's just... Again, it was just kind of how I was raised, and that may have changed in perspective over the years. That's just how it was growing up. Family have been very open with it, I think. It's more so other stuff, but fuck. Well, I'm still in game. I don't know what to do now. I was expecting to have gotten booted up there, but I'm still on the game for some reason, even though my sub expires today. Or is it, my dad always told me not to be emotional, but he got over it. It's okay for men to cry. Yeah, I'm still working on that myself, as you can tell. Ah. I want to think of something to do, but I also love this fucking theme. Is there anything you want to say left, my darling, on our adventure? Anything you remembered?
Just that when I started this game, I didn't really know what to expect. I was nervous because I'd never played an MMO before. An MMORPG, I mean. And,
yeah.
And I was nervous that I would play for you and I wouldn't enjoy myself. Or maybe the story wouldn't hook me or the characters wouldn't hook me either. And I was wrong on all fronts.
And we've both cried over this game. Oh. I guess... There's a reason me and Tommy grinded fates in this game to get this track. That's a thing you can do? Anyways, should we... Chaos, do you know if I'm gonna get randomly booted, or is it like a thing where it's like, I can be on as long as I want, it's just gonna... Moment that I get logged out of the game is when I can't log back in. I don't know how that works. Close in the Distance is a beautiful track, the overworld theme. Mm-hmm. Ah. I know, GB, if you want more time, I can spare it. I think it auto-kicks you. Well, it hasn't yet. If you want more time, I can spare it. I don't want to, like, rely on that, though. You know? Plus, it's probably best to take a break. We've spent, since January, we've been non-stop on this game, you know? Like, we've taken breaks and we've played, like, little bits, but we haven't... How many times do we play this game, like, a week since, like, we started? Has it been, like...
Twice a week?
Twice, sometimes more? Sometimes once?
But I mean, Saturdays we always went hard and played for like 8-9 hours a piece. So
For me, sometimes 12. That's fine, but if you want to go back, I'm more than happy to get... I appreciate the gesture. Maybe I'd consider it. I probably should consider it. But I think it would be... I don't want to burn out. We
I
have...
think that's it.
Huh?
Go ahead.
No, you
go
say
ahead.
your bit.
I was just thinking to myself that I think that's another thing that I didn't think would happen with this game is I met new people and made... I would say they're my friends now.
I'm so happy, darling. I'm so happy.
I never would have expected that either.
Fuck, you're gonna get me going again. I wanna hug you. I'm so happy that... Because I was very insistent we play this.
You were.
To be fair, if you've made it this far and you're not burnt out, I don't think the patch content is gonna burn you out. I know. I just think a break is in order. I feel like there's a lot to take in with this game, and I feel like we need to go into the new story. I think we need to, like, have a break in between. I don't know if you agree, Kat. Even if it's short.
Yeah, maybe we just need a little break.
I'm so glad you decided to come along with me on this little reflective journey as well. I wasn't sure if you'd want to do that. I know we kind of rushed the later half a little bit, but... You say what you're going to say.
I was just gonna say I was kind of iffy about it when you mentioned it because we had talked so much about it before, but we hadn't really like reflected on the entire game.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I really want to do a video on this game. I really do. But if I do that, I want you to be on board too. I don't know what you'd want to do for that. But I want to record like a video with you and have us... Like... I feel like there's a lot we could talk about with this still. Despite our, like, reflections on it. There's so much we still haven't said. That's fine. I would pick it up, though, during the next event/Moogle Treasure event for the goodies. Also, did you guys do the summer event too? We have not yet. I have been worried I was gonna get kicked before we finished the reflecting, and I was expecting to get booted at the end of our journey up there with the Elbis flowers, but I'm still here, and I don't know why. I thought I was gonna get kicked at midnight PST, but I have not been kicked. So I don't know what to do now. I know there's role quests we need to finish yet. Maybe we should try and do that, but then I feel like I might get kicked during that, so I don't know.
I need to go to bed.
Oh yeah, that's right, you do. I'll get you back to old Charlian.
Or I should go to bed, I should say.
That's fair. I might, but I wanted to do my role quests with you, so I might wait and save those then. This has been emotional. Remembering all the stuff we've done in like 400 hours of this game, and how there's so much adventure left for us, you know? But if you must rest, you probably should. Okay?
Yeah, I would suggest like doing dailies or something, but I really should go to bed.
I'm realizing I did that early. You missed it. I'm sorry. Hug. While you have a good night, I'm figuring out what the hell I'm gonna do now. I could probably do my role quests. You can get yours done, I don't know, like tomorrow, but I won't have the game. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Again, thank you for joining me, not just for the reflective journey, but in this game in general. I don't know if I would have enjoyed it as much without you. I'm so happy you came with me.
I was happy to be with you every step of the way.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh.
Did I tell you that I'm thinking of, I mean, I don't know when, but I was gonna possibly cosplay Vena.
Oh, really?
It'd be pretty simple, so. But she's a tall lady, that's the problem. I am not a tall lady.
That's fine. I'd love to see it.
Oh. Oh! And gone.
We're having a moment and he just fucking explodes. Oh. We'll see how this week goes. If I can't stay away, I might ask if you're willing, Chaos, because I know my current situation is kind of a problem. And I know Kat and I still have to work on our trip. A different trip, but we still gotta get our trip figured out.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing a laughing emote. He knows what he did. Oh! Did you see my other class gear?
I don't know. I saw the monk.
Oh, right. This is awkward because I have to undo all this, so give me a second. And then I have to do it again because I'm silly like that. It's gonna take me a minute. This Dark Knight stuff is very Dark Knight.
Looks like it. I'm a big fan of the way that Midgard Sommer's on my shoulder while I do the mambo.
You know, right? But yeah, this is my Dark Knight look.
It is very Dark Knight.
I like how Media's still on my shoulder. That's cute.
Wow, it is very Dark Knight.
I really like the blade. It is so cool.
It is really cool, yeah.
I might keep that. I'm gonna be completely honest. I say it until I see the, you know. This is the Reaper.
Oh.
It shows a little bit of skin.
Oh, yeah, so I see.
I looked at it and I'm like, is this like the poor version of what Xenos is wearing?
Mm-mm.
And it kind of, it's like, I thought that once, and it's like, shit, that's exactly what this looks like. And then there's Samurai.
Oh, yeah, that looks like the one from the trailer.
Mm-hmm. I want to dye it blue. I also want my gauntlets to actually show up. So I hope that's a thing. I really like the collar to it.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
I've seen what the other classes look like, so it's like, By the way, this is Medion, right? Yeah, you can tell because you can see like the little thing from Vidon, the leg. I don't know if you noticed that on the shoulder, you see like the little inklet around her leg.
She's not on your shoulder for me right now.
Oh.
But I do see it. 'Cause she's flying near me right now.
I also should say, I didn't hate Medion, I hated the sisters. More so, like, a sense of, like, y'all caused some really fucked up shit. I didn't hate our Medion, she was nice. She just was having a goth phase. She's the only one that was not far gone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess something I realized is she didn't merge with them to Endsinger. Remember? Because when they formed the Endsinger, she, how do I even begin with that? I don't even know. Also, I saw someone had a fucking Tifa. It's 4 versus 7 Tifa! Anyways. As I was saying, really serious talk about our Medion was not separate. Or she was separate. I mean, she wasn't merged with them into Endsinger. She was the only one trying to stop them. So does that mean she's still alive? Because the rest of them died to kind of like save the universe? Is she kind of just... Unless she is just the minion now. That would be kind of funny if that's the idea. If she's just the minion to travel with us now. Now we both have friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is Big Dargan. Big ol' Dargan, and mine is Emotional Bird that had a goth face. But yeah, chat, I don't know, is Medion safe? Did we save Medion? I don't know. Because she just kind of... I'm assuming she's still around. It's just the others are the ones that are gone, right? Or is that something that we just don't know? Or is that... Hell, that could just be patch content.
Well, I know she turned up in the ship. Because Alize mentions that...
No, that was them. Them.
Huh?
Like the Endsinger version of... all the other Medions. The edgy one. All combined into one.
No, at the very, very end, after we fight Xenos, Alice mentions Medion showing up.
No, because the Endsinger says she would, like, leave a path to us to go back to the ship. And that was the Endsinger Medion.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was ours.
Our Medion, I think, shows up at Rising Stones when we're, like, leaving. before the fin. If I remember correctly. Chat can correct me. The whole Medion and Fandaniel is kind of a confusing part for the story for me, a little still. I still don't like Fandaniel. I don't have sympathy. I have sympathy for the other Asiates. I don't know. So is this where we end stream, though?
I have to.
Do we have someone we want to rate? Well, TJ's doing Mario Kart night. TJ and Sleepy.
TJ, yeah, he's still celebrating his video debut, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So
Maybe we'll return to this game sooner than I expected, so the hiatus won't be too long, but I think a break is in order just because we've been pushing non-stop 14.
Yeah.
And I think this is a good way of... Give us some time, space from the game, and then when we come back, we're ready for a new story. Because we all said we were going different ways. We're just gonna be, like, chilling at the FC house, vibing. Our little own home. I think I'm going to raid TJ. We could do it differently. You could raid Sleepy. I could raid TJ. We could just both raid TJ. I don't know.
I was just gonna raid TJ.
That's fair. I know TJ more. Plus, he just did a video, and I want to kind of, like, talk about that a little. Who knows? Maybe I'll be honest. Maybe I'll join them for some Mario Kart. I'm not doing Mario Kart Madness this week either. I'm kind of taking a break from that to do time trials, so maybe that and Final Fantasy will return around the same time. Who knows? So, it's going to be a bit of a break. I don't know how long of a break, but it'll be a break. Whenever we return, I think we should just start... Do you want to do Hildebrand first or patch content first? I think Hildebrand would be fitting.
Okay.
Just because of all the fucking crazy shit of this story. I think that would be the funniest way to follow it up. Isn't even patch content, it's just, how's Hildebrand doing? What shenanigans are we getting up to with you? But alright. Hey, Chaos is back. Don't you do it. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Don't you do it. There he fucking goes. I tried. You're just doing the Manderville dance anyway. Alright, let's end this stream. We will be raiding TJ, yes? Alright, co-op raid TJ. No warning. Let's go. I'm on my 10 seconds remaining. For my usual YouTube, for my edited content, I'll be doing a video on 14 eventually. We both will. I want to have you in it somehow, Kat. We'll figure that out. Okay. Twitter, because we're not calling it X, you'll see my schedules and promo and other silly shit there. And then the raid comment, make sure to get that copied. Kat, if you want to do your outro, and then...
Thanks for joining me on this retrospective of 14. Join me next time for something else. Who knows?
Yeah.
When or what?
We'll figure that out eventually.
Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna pop this text up. Thank you everyone for joining in this journey. Whether you joined in super late or were here from the beginning or somewhere in between. Whether you were in VC or just a chatter that just wanted to see how we went, even just lurkers who are just chilling, vibing, not saying a word. Thank you. And next time I'll see you will probably be tonight for some Halo. But for 14, keep up on Twitter. I'll tell you when, probably. All right. Anything else, Kat? I have 10 seconds remaining before I hit the right now
I
button.
have 7.
Okay, let's just go.